Hey guys, so I finally decided to reactivate my YouTube channel. It's called Sham Tells All, and you can catch some videos on my TikTok called Sham Tells All as well. It's been delayed because I honestly don't like talking. I don't like making videos. I don't like editing. It's way too time consuming. I don't like being on my phone for a long period of time, so I am so sorry. Okay, so the big question is, why did I decide to relocate? Now, before I answer that, let me just share with you guys a few scriptures that helped me during my relocation process and getting settled in. So first, Hebrews 11:1. Now faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. Really excited to share this with you guys because I feel like it's going to bless someone, hopefully a couple people. Now the second Bible verse, 2 Corinthians chapter 5 verse 7. For we walk by faith and not by sight. Philippians 4 verse 6. Be careful for nothing, but in everything by prayer and supplication with thanksgiving, let your requests be made known unto God. Therefore, take no thoughts, saying, what shall we eat? Or what shall we drink? Or what shall we be clothed? For after all these things do the Gentiles seek, for your heavenly Father knoweth that ye need all of these things. Yeah, new job, shelter, stability. He knew that I needed all of these things. Why did I move? Because honestly, guys, I was so broken inside. I was tired of hopping from job to job, relationship to relationship, struggling with friendships, losing friends. I felt like a lot of people were taking advantage of me, and my kindness was being abused. I was grieving still from the death of my grandmother and the death of my grandfather. I didn't have the best relationships with some of my close family members. I was like really feeling disconnected from everybody, and even the churches that I was attending, I feel like I didn't belong anywhere. And during this time, as I mentioned, friendships, I feel like I had outgrew a lot of friendships of mine. And you know, these people, we've been friends for over 7 years. You know, I was just tired of Baltimore. I was tired of partying, drinking. Just felt like I outgrew all of those habits and those friendships. And I just felt like it was nothing there else for me to do. Like, I was just surrounded by a lot of drama and toxic people and people who just didn't want to grow with Christ. And I wasn't dating anyone serious, so that is not why I moved. I may have been going on a few dates, but I wasn't like in a relationship or claiming anyone during that time. So I had started a new job, I think September of 2019. And during this transition, I just felt like I wanted a change, like a big change. I just kept praying, like, God, move me, use me. I want something different. I don't know what it is. You know, just put me in a new environment. I wasn't thinking about leaving Maryland. Like, I wasn't thinking that big. You know, I'm just ready. I'm ready to serve. I want a church home. And I was trying. God saw my heart. I was trying to fit in somewhere. So, I just want to say this. Be very careful what you speak off your tongue, because 2019, towards my birthday, December 2019, you know, I was just complaining a lot. Like, oh, I'm so sick and tired of paying this car note, whatever. I get into a car accident the day after my birthday, totaled my car. I wasn't hurt. The people wasn't hurt. The people didn't sue me. Thank the Lord. My car insurance never went up. But just be mindful of that. So yeah, I crashed my car. Fast forward to the first week of January 2020. Still had no car. I had a birthday trip planned to visit Orlando, Florida, with my mother. So we flew here and we visited downtown Disney Springs. And when I say I experienced so much peace, like my mind just was open, everything just expanded, and I just started to see so many visions here in Florida. So, anyway, we're at downtown Disney Springs at this little concert. You know, it's loud, a bunch of music going on, nice music. And in this moment, everything just like got quiet and it just like silenced down. And I felt like I was like in that space by myself. And I heard God speak to me. It's loud and clear. He said, move. And I'm standing there looking around like, is somebody talking to me? Like, am I hearing stuff? And he said it again, move. And I can't describe like the feeling of my body and like the overwhelming of joy and excitement I felt. I was still a bit confused, but I'm like, okay, move. I need to move. Hand on my Bible, and my mother is my witness. That same day after submitting applications, I started getting emails wanting to do phone interviews, and this was pre-COVID. And you know, so once I realized, oh, if I'm getting emails on wanting to do interviews while I'm here on vacation, imagine how easy it'll be for me to secure a job if I actually physically move here. So I ended up taking those 3 interviews during my stay here in Orlando. And I actually, after this day, when I flew back to Baltimore, I had to fly back out here to do a second interview here in Orlando. And after that, I was like, you know what? I can't keep flying back and forth to take interviews. So I need to move here. God is pushing me to move here. Remember, I crashed my car. I didn't have a car and I needed to get to work. So I get to the dealership. And I'm like, you know what? I really want something flashy again. But God told me no. I needed to get a truck or a SUV. I need something spacious. A 2020 Chevy Trax, a little SUV, because I needed space for what God was about to do in my life, for what he was about to bless me with, because guys, he blessed me. Okay, so I got my car. I'm back to work. I'm back in cold Baltimore. And I'm like, okay, God, you didn't give me a date. I think like for a few days I didn't tell anyone what I experienced because I still didn't know where I was going with this. So I think maybe like later on that week or the second week of January, I finally got a date. And God told me February 7th. So that's when I decided to tell all my friends and family that I'm relocating to Florida. And they're like, what? And I'm like, yeah, I am moving. I put in my 2-week notice at my job. I was actually working 2 jobs during that time. So both of my jobs. I broke my lease, my rent lease. So in the middle of this, let me remind you guys how big my faith is. I didn't know where I was going to live in Florida. I didn't know where I was going to work. I had maybe about $3,000 in cash in my savings account and maybe like $800 in my checking account. And I probably had like little over 10,000 in credit. Okay, new car, nope. Broke my lease. Had no idea where I was going to live, but I was not fearful of where I was going to live or where I was going to work. Fear was not welcome in my heart or in my mind. I was not claiming no fear, no anxiety. I was happy and excited to move. Now I'm on these websites looking for an apartment to rent. And I didn't know which, you know how big Florida is. I had no idea which part of Florida I was going to move to, which part of Orlando I wanted to live in, or I'm sorry, not where God wanted me to move to, because this wasn't about me. This was what God wanted over my life. And I just kept praying on it. And some places God was like, no, absolutely not. Or he was quiet about, and I just didn't get a good feeling about it, didn't decide to go with it. So this one place, it was month to month in Orlando, and a single bedroom. I was compelled, God told me to rent out a single bedroom in someone's house. It was a Haitian couple. I didn't know these people. I don't know anybody in Orlando. Nobody, no friends, no family. This is what God wants for me. I started packing everything in my little SUV that I could fit. Everything that was important to me. And I'm like, okay, this is why God told me to get an SUV, because had I gotten a car, I wouldn't have been able to fit half of the stuff I was able to fit in my SUV. Sold everything in my apartment, got as much money as I could. And I left I think 10 p.m. February 7th, and I drove from Baltimore, Maryland to Orlando, Florida, all by myself. That was the longest I have ever driven with my car stuffed, packed. You know, I got to spend one-on-one quality time with God, 13 hours in the car, just me and him. He blessed the roads for me. I didn't run into any traffic. I didn't get any tickets, no bad weather. I was crying. Fear did try to, get in there a little bit. It tried to grip me, but I rebuked that. So Saturday, February 8th, I safely arrived to my destination, my new home. Find a church home. That evening, I made a list of 10 different churches that I wanted to visit and check out. Second was to find a job. By I think it was the end of February or maybe that first week of March of 2020, I found a church home. Yay! I was also offered a job. Yay! Accepted that job offer. Yay! Knowing in faith that God has bigger plans for me, and that I'm going to get a better job soon. I need you guys to pay attention to what I have been saying. March 2020 was a very important month for me, where my faith was being tested from left to right. I just spoke on not making the amount of money that I was used to making, and not really being happy with where I was working. And I was starting not to like the place that I was living in. I was ready to move and get my own place. So, COVID happens. Everything gets shut down. Everyone was promised that they were going to be working remotely, except for me. I was one of those people who got laid off March 2020. And at this time when I got laid off, I had told the owners who I was living with that I was moving out that first week of April, because I had found another place that I loved. And so I tried to tell them that, I got laid off. I need to stay here now. I don't have anywhere else to go. and they told me that they had already leased it out to someone else. So I just remember just being on my phone with family and friends, just crying, like, oh my gosh, I moved all this away. Why did this happen to me? Why was I fired? And now I can't stay where I am. I don't know what to do. Fear did start to get in, and I was starting to panic. And the people who I was confided in, they were very supportive, but not supportive in the way that I should have been supportive. They were telling me to move back to Baltimore. They like, just come on back. You can stay with me. Thank you for offering all of you guys home to me. Come stay with me. You could probably go back to your old job or find another job. You don't have to stay out there, or if you want to try again, you can move out there again in like 6 months to a year. Just plan it this time. And I was like, God wanted this for me. I'm here because of God. God brought me here. And I cannot go backwards. So I started fasting, and I told God, you have 1 week from today to give me a miracle. If I don't get a new job within this 1 week, I'm not signing this lease, and I'm going to go back to Maryland, because I did not come all this way to fail. That was the first time I fasted like that. And at the end of my fast, I spoke in tongues because God blessed me with a great job. My start date was like the first week of April. So, I had ended up moving out of the place that I was staying in, and I moved to Oviedo, Florida. Things have been going great. I'm making way more money than I have ever made in my life, even back in Maryland. Like, this is how you know it's God. And I've been experiencing so much peace here. I've been going to therapy. I found love. I found a good solid friend. My mom and my sister is here now. Did I say I love my church? Yeah, I love my church. I have a new car. I got what I wanted last year, something flashy that God blessed me with. Credit has been booming. So it's just been nothing but blessings on top of blessings. Just been experiencing like an abundance of love from God. So as you guys know, I got baptized. Me relocating has strengthened my relationship with Christ. I'm confident in who I am now. Like, oh my gosh, just so many great things has happened. Pray, fast, watch what you say off the tip of your tongue, because Jesus gave us authority to manifest so many things. So speak positivity off your tongue. I am, I will, I can, I deserve. Speak with authority. I just really hope that I can encourage you to move. You don't need a lot of money to move. All you truly need is faith. You don't need friends. You don't need family. All you need is God. God. That is it. He will push you, but you have to make that step. You actually have to get out there and do the work. And Jesus talks in the Bible, fear not, fear not, fear not, fear not, fear not, fear not. Make the move. If you want, a new environment, if you want better for yourself, make that move. If you have any questions, I am here to help. I will love to help. If you need prayer, I will love to pray for you, pray with you. Just let me know. And I love you guys. Thank you so much for watching. If you feel led to subscribe, please do so. Thank you. Be blessed.